Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. So, if you watched my last video, you guys already know what's happening today. Tadashi's gonna be going back to being my daily driver. Let's get into it. Alright, so here's the ECUs. This is my NA ECU for Deimos. Of course, the good old ECU for Tadashi all fixed up. And I wanted to show you guys here from ecmtuning when I was talking about pricing. You can see what the amount came up to with, you know, the request for it to get taken care of, the shipping, repair, block payment times. So, like I said, about $220. That was with second day air shipping to get it all the way back out here to Wyoming. So, let's go ahead and get this ECU put back in. I'm excited, I'm stoked, can't wait. It was a complete teaser getting back into him for only a few days before this happened, after I got him put back together. So let's get it all put back in, and interior pieces taken care of. Let's take it for a spin. Alright guys, get all the interior pieces back in, ECU plugged in, battery connected. Shockingly, I didn't break this trim piece, thank God. I was worried about that. I never checked on that until I just started putting it back in. When it started smoking when the incident happened, so. But, let's see how he does. Start it right up, boys. Yes. All right. Next order of business, I'm gonna let it warm up just a little bit and then take them out for a spin. All right, guys. Well, just taking on a little back road here, so I can make sure I got it going over 50. Everything seems to be running completely smooth. No hiccups, no issues. Sound like everything's going good. Alright guys, so I made it back here to the shop. There's only one thing I gotta do, and that's to reset the idle on the GSX. We'll go ahead and take you through the steps on how to do that to get that readjusted. Okay guys, so when you're adjusting the idle, most of you DSM guys know, you've got this screw right here, and you're not supposed to, adjust that without grounding out the terminal. So we're gonna be doing the proper steps. They tell you to also get your tachometer, analog tachometer installed to the pin 1 connector back here, to that little plug in there to the back. But I have no reason for that. There's no need. So I'm not gonna touch that yet. Like I said and stated before and showed you guys, it's been idling now around 1100. So I did take it obviously well over 50. I cruised that for a few miles. So that's what it came down to when it settled. So what you need to do is first, always make sure that you have the engine completely warmed up to temp. And then when you're in the car, make sure all your accessories are off when you do this. So no fan, no wipers, no lights, nothing. So everything's all shut off there. And then let me get some light here for you guys. Right here, your OBD1 port right there. Don't mind the security harness. You got a security system on the car. But you take off this little cover, and it should be a 12 prong. So let's get this off real quick. Alright, so the easiest way for me to be able to get that little cover off, went in and took off the fuse panel cover. That way I was able to pull it back and out of the way. So as you can tell with this setup, it tells you to go into terminal 10. So if you're looking at the bottom right corner, that's 12, and the next one up is the 10. That's what you need to put a jumper wire to a ground. And what I've got here, I've already got a little custom jumper wire made just for this. So it's this typical little spade and a little eyelet, little connector here on the other end. So let's get this hooked up and grounded out. Alright, so got the connector hooked up to pin number 10. Like I said, it's bottom right, one up. So it's the second one up from the bottom on the right. And I just moved this pedal, the footrest pedal out of the way. If you guys are curious, if you still have these, they have the little kind of tabs per se on each side. So you just kind of twist it and it'll get loose and you just pop it out. So I got it locked in right there. Let's go on and get it fired up. And what it should technically do is still start up kind of the same, but it should go to a base setting point since that we've got it grounded. Let's get this stuff plugged here. Just like that, guys. It's already down to 900 instead of 1100. Grounding it out. So now that we got that taken care of, we're gonna step out here. Make sure I need to grab my screwdriver real quick. Like I said, all the accessories are already off, no lights, nothing, and the door is shut. Well, let's go ahead and put the window down at least, so we can keep paying attention to that. Since that's high, we need to turn it down. I'm gonna wait though until the fans kick off, so that way we get a real bass setting. Okay, there we go. Alright, you guys heard that. It dipped down. Let's take a look at here now. So no accessories. Let's turn the light back on for you. Now we're at a solid 900. Keep bringing it down. And we're gonna have to wait here now because the fan kicked on, so we'll give that just a minute. Let's die off. So again, we can see what our true baseline is. Okay, there we go, the fan's kicked off. It's looking right about 800 on the spot. So I'm okay with that. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and turn it off. I'm going to wait for all the power to go out. There you go, there's the click from the MPI relay down there. So now there's nothing at all. We'll just disconnect it, fire it back up. See how it sounds now. shows. It's resting at right below 900, so it's probably about 875. I'm looking at it. 850. Which is still good. That's all buttoned up. We got it reset. I just showed you guys the process of redoing the idle on the GSX here on the first generation. So I mean, it's super simple. I mean, you just get yourself a little jumper wire, and that's all you need. There's no reason to worry about doing extra steps or anything like that. You know, or you know, people complain that they just rather twist the screw, call it good, but it doesn't keep that in the ECU. And that's the whole purpose of grounding out the terminal on the OBD1 port. So once you're doing that, you're putting it into testing mode or reset mode. So got that squared away. Sounds good now. Idling better. So the fan just kicked on again, but now we can see what it's settling down to. And there we go, right at 800. Exactly what I wanted. So after letting it do a couple cycles there, looks like we're all good. Of course, you can go ahead and take it for another test drive and see, you know, if that might change it, but it'd be very, very minimal. If anything, a max of 50 RPMs from doing this so many times. So, but the daily driver's back, guys. All right, so I got it squared away. Idle's back to normal. It's good. So everything's all buttoned up. Everything's set on Tadashi here. So now he's gonna be back to being my daily driver, finally. So again, I just want to give a big shout out and thanks to ecmtuning. Just top-notch stuff, excellent speed, you know, in the time frame of, you know, it getting out to them, and just hopping right on it, being thorough through each step of the way, letting me know through emails when they received the ECUs, automatically responding shortly after of what they found as issues. Here's the cost, paid for it, boom, done, shipped it back out. So can't thank him enough for that. And again, can't thank enough to the wife for helping me keep this as my daily, and you know, helping me keep my passion going with cars and the DSMs especially. So give her shout outs to that. Alright guys, so technically it's a new day. When I got Tadashi with his ECU, idler control valve, got that all sorted out, grounded, got the idle back down to proper idle for him when he's warmed up, as you saw in the previous clip. But today, I'm working on fuel filter. So, if you guys watched the previous videos, when this broke down, I just topped him off, you know, Labor Day weekend, just this last year, to go out to the car meet. And, you know, mishap happened, timing skipped, had to get that taken care of. So now he's up and running. He's had that old fuel sitting in him this whole entire time. And so I put a complete fuel system cleaner in him to get it all, you know, cleared out of what could have been built up or broken down from the fuel. And so now that I've got it all ran out, and I just topped him off just over this weekend, I am now working on the fuel filter. And if you guys are ever working on it, it's right back here against your firewall in this little bracket. So you'll have your battery and battery tray right here, and it's just kitty corner from it. It'll sit in there just like this. And the only 3 wrenches that you'll need is 10 millimeter, 14, and a 19, and that's it. So 10 millimeter is for a little bolt here which goes to the bracket that holds your fuel filter in place. 14 millimeter for the bottom locking nut, or whatever you want to call it. I can never remember. From the fuel line to the fuel filter. And then 19 millimeter for your top feed bolt there. That holds the fuel line that goes to your fuel rail. So that's all you need, is just those 3 wrenches. And I got this pulled out, and I'm assuming that that cleaner stuff worked really good. Just simply because if you take a listen to it. I had to blow extremely hard just to try and get some flow, just airflow through it. And I already popped out the caps to the new one. If you listen, super simple. So that's why I'm getting that replaced right there, because I'm pretty sure I got a lot of gunk and buildup throughout the fuel lines from that old fuel, and it's definitely filled up that fuel filter, and just forever how long it's been on there. So that's what we're doing right now. Just gonna get that squared away, get this put on, so that way maintenance work is done and taken care of on them.